Pat, Coach Payton's talked about the importance of getting off to a fast start this season. You guys took care of things at home. How important is it to be able to go on the road and get off to a fast start there as well?
Yeah, I think it's very important to get to a fast start. Just knowing how hard it is to win in this league and the deficit you have to face if you don't have a fast start. So having a fast start going into the season, knowing we got bigger games ahead is very important and crucial. So,
Pat, you only saw one target Sunday in total. Were you kind of prepared for that this year, coming off of the last year and seeing that over last year, like mentally prepared for not getting many looks?
I'm prepared for whatever. Whatever they throw at me, if it's one target, if it's multiple targets, I just got to be sharp and ready, through situations of the game. And, the ability for me is when, I don't get many targets is to stay sharp and stay focused on my assignment, and that's what's key. So,
you didn't give up a single catch in that game either. Well, what does a perfect game for a corner look like?
Shoot, maybe like 3 picks and 3 touchdowns or something like that. A crazy stat line, but it's crazy because corners, I feel like great corners, you don't often see them fill the stat sheet up, and a lot of people tend to look at highlights and stats, but I feel like as a cornerback, the main job for you to do is to eliminate opposing receivers from getting yards and getting completion. So I feel like when you're doing your job in that part, it speaks louder than a highlight reel. So
Pat, they used Tyler Warren all over the place, had him in the backfield, out wide, up against a lot of scrimmage. Just what sort of weapon is he for them, and how do you guys kind of attack him?
Yeah, I think he's very dynamic. From the first game, they utilize him a lot. Motioning him, putting him in different sets around the offensive scheme. We definitely got to keep an eye out for him because they utilize him a lot in the passing game. And, once he get the ball in his hands, he has the ability to make a big play after that. So we got to do the best we can to contain him and eliminate that.
Pat, what do you remember about how tough the Colts played you for much of last year's game, and then how quickly things turned when Taylor dropped the ball there right before the end zone?
Yeah, it was a tough game for sure. They was playing hard ball. They was the aggressor at first. And like I said, if he ain't dropped the ball, they would have been up, 2 possessions at least. So I think we understand the opponent we're going up against. I think they're a very tough team, especially at home. Coming off the impressive win they had before, it's not going to be a light game at all. So we're going to have to be buckled up and, be ready for the opponent.
They talk about, Pat, with players, you want to be emotional, have emotion but not be emotional. I mean, you guys run this crazy aggressive defense, and there's Vance on the sideline. It's like his expression never changes. How much does his demeanor help you guys, that you guys are crazy running around there, but feels like he's like this all the time? Does that help give you guys confidence that he's always thinking, put you guys in the best position to succeed?
Yeah, I think it gives the whole defense confidence. With his play calling, his schemes, it's not easy, for the common folk to go out there and just be in his defense. You really got to excel at it. You got to work at it. But Vance knows the work that we put in eventually through training camp. We put in a lot of work. We honed in on the small details within this scheme, and that helped us a lot. And his ability to, get the plays out and coach a great game, that's very important on our defensive success. So,
Bo said that he thought Huff had every tackle in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious what your thought of kind of the way that he came out in his first game with your defense.
I think it was good, man. He's a playmaker. Whatever he does, whether it's making an interception, making a big hit, flying around to the ball, it's like every time I look up, I see Huff around the ball, and that's huge for the defense. He's really an enforcer in our defense. So when you got a guy like that that's roaming around the field making plays, it brings the utmost confidence, in our defense. And, we could work around him. We could utilize him in different packages as well, too. So.
I think I had more time to look, I think, at the Colts earlier in the week. So what do you see from their pass catchers and from David?
Yeah, I think they got a unique set of pass catchers. I think Pittman, he's a reliable target. He's got great hands, good body control. Pierce, he's a speedster. He could run down the field. And Mitchell, I think he has all the tools to be successful. I think he's shifty, crafty, and all that. So it's going to be a good test for us to see where we at and, just keep on, improving in that regard, just going up against better receiving corps each and every week. And we're just going to see where we stand with them. So.
I know it's your job, but when the team doesn't try you for a long time in a game, and then you break up one target late in the game, is there anything extra in that? Like you thought, you could sneak one in maybe later in the game, haven't tested the whole time, then the one time they try, you make a play.
I think it's tough because throughout the game, you always think that every play that they're gonna throw you away. You never gonna go through a play and be lax and think okay, they're going to avoid me, this and that. But I feel like as long as I'm doing my job the right way and, causing pressure, on the offense and, locking down my side, I think that makes my job easier in a way. But, I never go in with the mindset that, I will never get tested. And, when those opportunities come, I know that I got to make a play because the few amount of times that they tested me, I realized, it's all or nothing right here because I may not, see a throw throughout the rest of the game. So I think it's all about being sharp, being locked in, and understanding your assignment. So.